From the old end of the line of the Western and Atlantic Railroad, that's where Atlanta was born. And there a train horn still remains in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And it signals whenever it's time for football in the town once called Terminus. As the work week kicks off tonight, another week of football comes to an end with a Monday night primetime contest. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Atlanta Falcons. Leading the Bills sideline, it is head coach Sean McDermott. His side, one of the top groups in the league here in the early days of this season. Owners of a 4-1 record. Across the field, that's head coach of the Falcons, Raheem Morris. His guys coming off the bye week, so we'll keep an eye on it, Brock. Maybe a small advantage to them because of that. Glad to have you with us for this one, football fans. Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt on the call. It's Pro Bowler Brandon Aubrey with the honors. And here we go on Monday Night Primetime. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out, you and I have both covered this guy, Brock, a veteran drafted back in 2013, coming off a career high in passing yards last season. It's Geno Smith.
As you take the field coming off of a bye week, you really want to take advantage of what you just did. The self-scouting, the evaluating of yourself over the early part of the season, and make sure you capture what you want to do and what you have to do over the rest of the season.
Markers reset, ball at the 37.
That's good. For our Falcons, first down.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. The rookie from Michigan, there that time.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
This is Henry on second. And he rocks the tackler. They can't stop him. And he's hauled out of bounds as he takes this down to the 30. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
First down.
They go play action. Here's Smith. On him quick, and they bring him down. It's a sack on first down. We'll see if it changes the play they go with now on second.
It's now 2nd and 19 at the Bills' 38-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 390%.
Another try following the sack. Finds a seam down the middle. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he's going to set him up all the way down at that 7-yard line. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. And they send a man in motion. Going to the ground again on 1st. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. They're 3 yards closer to the end zone. Here comes 2nd and goal.
SOS. You hear me talk about it between the 20s a lot. Stay on schedule. But it comes into play 1st and goal situations too, because a run like that now, well, it leaves that whole playbook wide open for you.
Second and goal coming up. 5 yards to the end zone. Smith setting the throw. Dialing up a receiver screen. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
How's your block shedding out there, boys? Because they need to get through some blocks to hang that screen up quickly. And they were Johnny on the spot.
All right, got to get 4 here, Brock, or they're going to have a tough decision to make on this opening drive. On 3rd and goal, Smith. The back's got it. And it's down. The Falcons finish up an excellent opening series. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone, getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. He fields it from the 8. And this drive will start inside the 25. So now the Bills will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. And bringing them out. He was a rookie last season when he took the Broncos to the playoffs for the first time in 9 years. Now a sophomore. It's Bo Nix.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates. I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Now Nix. Pass him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
First down, Buffalo.
From the gun, it's Robinson. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Pick up. That's up 2nd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And they get this down to the 28. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Bills first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First and 10, around to Robinson. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets him all the way down to that 15-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Bills first down.
13 yards. And the Bills first down.
Captain.
From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Robinson scores. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills finish off their opening drive. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. Aubrey good on the point after. And the Bills start off well to tie things 7-7. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. On the return, here's Ray McCloud. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Onto the field comes the Atlanta offense for the 2nd time. And all that's needed here, Brock, is some repeat execution from that last series. Of course, gotta expect the defense has made some adjustments after giving up that touchdown.
And that is the beauty of this game we love so much. Those back and forth adjustments on the sidelines. And can this offense do what it did a drive ago? And that is stay one play ahead of their defensive foes.
And he goes down. The Bills got to him. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
Flat out a tremendous call. Perfect timing to blitz the corner, and the result proves it. There was barely time for the QB to set himself up to throw, let alone look downfield for a target before he was absolutely decked by somebody who I think enjoyed that chance to rush the passer.
Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They have second down behind the sticks. Trying again following the sack. Mooney downfield, and he has it. And he is brought to a stop after he found plenty of room there to run.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by getting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off with later in the game.
On 2nd down, here's Henry again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Smith on 3rd and short. Cutting deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And this is scooped up by the Bills. And Buffalo will take this one back for the touchdown. The Bills parlay the turnover into a lead. For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills break that tie and now lead by 7.
Falcons 7.
Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Starting from the 5. Juke the defender. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Falcons and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. They've stalled out since that first touchdown, Brock, while their opponents have done the opposite. They've heated up, and their original 7-point lead, now a deficit of 7. Atlanta about ready to go now. 1st and 10.
Hey, here we go, hey.
Henry gets it here to start the drive. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Kate, a run like that, just everybody gets to breathe. Things become so much easier when you start a drive with momentum like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Smith on 1st down. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Handoff headed right to Henry. Breaks through, and he might break away. Great run here. He's across the 35. And now he's going to head out of bounds after a nice game. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Bills are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. All right, excellent field position for the Bills as they set up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Pride connected with Xavier Worthy there. So it'll be 2nd down.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
2nd down. Here's Nix again. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete. You never want to overlook those Mike backers when you're throwing short, Brock. So often it's those guys and not the corners or the safeties that are going to be the ones in there breaking those up.
Yeah, and so often these linebackers of today, these middle linebackers, are just oversized safeties. They can really run and play the ball as he just did.
Nick's urging everybody to the line.
A gain of 6 yards on the play. Brings up 4th down.
Here's the snap on 4th. He can't get away. They get the sack and force a turnover on down.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having too much confidence offensively? That's not a spot you want to see a team going for it on 4th down. And now puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on 4th.
1st down, Smith to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's hit and sent out right along that line of scrimmage. So no gain on 1st down.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, here's Smith. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. That is Nick Emanwari at the 20. And he brings it back for the pick 6 and Buffalo touchdown. Second time they've taken one back on him, Brock. First the fumble return, and now this pick 6.
You know, I point this out to you every defensive meeting room we're in, Kate, when we sit down in these production meetings, and you can see their boards, right? These defenses keep track, and they know if they get a score defensively, their odds of winning through the roof. You get 2, it's almost a certainty.